Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy Noah Jones. Welcome to Today in Hip Hop, episode 6. And this episode is sponsored by none other than NoahJonesNews.com, home of the hottest artists with the hottest verses and the hottest videos. Stop by NoahJonesNews.com, add your name to the email list, which is free, and you will get my current album, Heart of a Lion, Blood of a King, for free. We all love free shit, ladies and gentlemen. Free shit for everybody. Free shit. Get it. Get you one. All right, today we got some Chance the Rapper news. We also got an update on Tekashi. I can't even, look. This dude is such a joke. I can't even say his name without fucking the shit up. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Got more information on Nipsey Hussle's square that they're building. They're building a Nipsey Hussle square and some of the complications that his people are facing when it comes to that strip mall, as far as the stuff that David Gross owns. Your boy Drizzy Drake is dropping an album called Care Package, which features a lot of previously released records that didn't land on any albums. He had some fire, you know what I mean, that he just spontaneously drops from time to time that just don't land on an album. So he put it together as a full album, and it's expected to go #1 when it releases. I enjoy pretty much every record on there. A lot of them I check out on YouTube, so yeah. And we also got some R. Kelly news. If you guys have been following, the dude's been all over the news for his sex crime situation, and yeah, they about to throw him under the bus, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll give you an update on some new information that is going on with Mr. Kelly. Kells, the Pied motherfucking Piper. If you name yourself the Pied Piper, you already admitting guilt, brother. The Pied Piper. All right, let's start off with Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper has he dropped his new album. It's called The Big Day. He sold about 118,000 copies, came in second on the Billboard. I haven't checked it out. I'm not really a Chance the Rapper fan because, in my opinion, I believe that he's not independent. Everybody still thinks that he's independent for some crazy reason. I just don't think he's independent, because being an independent artist like myself, you know, this guy has, you know, won Grammy Awards. He got a $500,000 paycheck from Apple Music to release one of his mixtapes early. Like, the type of doors that this dude has knocked down without having a record label behind him, I don't believe that it's possible. And the reason why I don't believe that it's possible is everything in the industry is based on relationships. And if people can't eat off of you, a lot of times they don't help you. If they can't sign you to a situation, they're not gonna help you get out. Like, they're not gonna let you use their resources in order to better yourself if there's no financial gain for them. So the fact that everybody still believes that this guy, you know, is independent, I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling that. I have no idea how he did it, because I don't know him personally, but the dude got records with Lil Wayne. He got songs with all the biggest artists. He's had some of the most major exposure of any artist to this day. He's got A-list exposure, but allegedly he's independent as an unsigned artist doing everything himself with his team. That to me does not make sense. There has never been an artist in history, to my knowledge, that has covered the amount of ground and got the amount of exposure that this guy has gotten, and has worked with the A-list artists that he's worked with, which requires a budget, mind you. You know, some of these artists charge $200,000 and $300,000 a verse. You know what I mean? Or 100,000, you know, and you got 5 and 6 features from all these legendary artists. Like, yeah. You know, I'm not sure how he's making all that happen. So that's the reason why I believe that somebody's financing him, and I believe it's a record label, and I believe it's, you know, it's somebody on the back burner that's quietly doing all this. So his album came out, Big Day. It's allegedly his first debut album, even though he's had all these mixtapes. This is his first official release, which is why it's called The Big Day. And he sold 118,000. And in my opinion, for the amount of exposure that this guy has, I think that's a pretty unsuccessful amount of records to be sold for a person of his caliber, a person of his stature. Now, in my opinion, I also believe that he feels the same way. Because on Twitter not too long ago, he made some posts talking about he thinks that people want him to kill himself. Now, to me, this sounds like a cry for, not a cry for help, but a sympathy ply. You know what I'm saying? Like a play on people's sympathy because his record didn't come out the gate and do really well. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff that he says, it says right here, Chance the Rapper recently took to Twitter to express some thoughts that have been on his mind, noting that he thinks people want him to take his own life. Via a long thread on Twitter, Chance said, "I'm getting this crazy feeling that people want me to kill myself. That's not my vibe at all, but I feel the push. And I feel even more than that, some people want me to feel ashamed. Shame is heavy, yo. And feeling shame for something that you were once prideful about is super heavy." He continued, "And the number one thing that's been on my heart and has been reaffirmed in the last week that I am now 100% sure of is I love my wife." He ended by saying, "I just want to reiterate that I don't want to kill myself, nor am I ashamed of loving my wife. I think I just wanted to say out loud that I see the vibes." So, has anybody ever seen Chance the Rapper's wife? Look her up. She looks very manly. No disrespect, brother, but your wife looks like a guy. If you're into that, that's your thing, you know. Nothing against it, but, you know, your wife looks like a guy. So when you're making these songs and rapping about bad bitches and all these, all messing with all these high-priced hoes and these fine bitches, and your girl looks like a dude, kind of contradicts everything you're saying, homeboy. We don't believe you. You need more people. Oh my God. All right, now let's move on to the next subject. We're gonna talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Allegedly, Tekashi 6ix9ine's lyrics and videos are gonna be used against his co-defendants in court. Two of Tekashi 6ix9ine's co-defendants have upcoming trials, and it was recently revealed that the prosecutors are planning to use Tekashi's music videos and lyrics against the two men. Anthony Harv Ellison and Aljeriah Mack were accused of working together in attempted kidnapping and robbery of Tekashi. Reports noted that the two men allegedly were able to get away with $750,000 worth of jewelry and $20,000 in cash. Both men are scheduled to appear in front of a court for their trials in September. Along with using the rapper's music, videos, and lyrics, prosecutors want to use the statements Tekashi gave to the police for the alleged kidnapping. So now he's more or less not only just regular snitching, he's content snitching too. You know, that's one of the issues when you know, keeping it real goes wrong. When you rapping about shit that you're doing just so you can get people to like you. See, the best criminals in the world are the ones that they don't want anybody to know what the fuck they doing. Nowadays, we in the clout chasing era where you gotta announce all the dirty shit you're doing just to get people to like you more. That shit is stupid. You want attention that bad to where you're gonna incriminate yourself on your records, incriminate yourself in the videos, incriminate yourself on Instagram Live, just for attention. You see what I'm saying? We all can take a page out of Tekashi's book. He is the master clout chaser himself, and the antics and the stunts that he pulled landed him in jail, and not only landed him in jail, basically ruined the lives of so many other people as well. Now, granted, they're all involved in it together, so of course they all have to share responsibility and accountability for their actions, but when they're using your music videos and your lyrics to convict other people, there's a problem. You know what I mean? There is a problem. You as an artist should not be telling all the intimate details of your criminal organization in your motherfucking music. You know, I understand it's entertainment and I understand people want to be entertained, but you putting a lot of shit at risk. You put the money at risk. You put these people's lives at risk, their families at risk. Some of these people probably have kids who are not gonna see their parents for the next 5, 6, 7 years or maybe longer due to the situation and due to the shit that's going on. Play a stupid game, say it with me, win a stupid prize. Absolutely. So, Tekashi 6ix9ine's lyrics and his videos are gonna be used against the other co-defendants. And let's just say they fucked. They are definitely fucked. Tekashi will probably be getting out damn near scot-free. And you know, I couldn't be in a situation like this. I'd be scared to death, yo. If I was in an organization with all these people and snitched on everybody and got out of jail, the next person that wants clout is probably gonna be gunning for Tekashi's head. Now let me give you a little insight on how I feel about the situation. See, here's the thing. The snitching thing for him, in my opinion, is justified. And I'm gonna tell you why. Why, Noah? Why is it justified? It's justified because the people that he told on were the people that turned against him first. You can't expect somebody to be loyal to you if you are being disloyal first. You see what I'm saying? They robbed a nigga. They stole his shit. From what I understood what the media was saying and from Tekashi's interview, they was stealing his show money. They was fucking his baby mama. They was doing a whole bunch of shit behind the scenes, plotting against Tekashi and taking stuff from this man, robbing this man, that he is justified in telling on these niggas. I would not be loyal to these people if they were robbing me. You know, they beat the nigga up and put him in a car and drove off with him and did all kind of crazy shit and stole his jewelry and all that other shit. These are supposed to be your boys. These are supposed to be your niggas, your crew, your people, your folks, your squad, and they doing this shit to you. If these niggas got the audacity to do shit to you, then they should understand that they deserve every fucking thing that comes after that. Everything that comes after it. You know what I'm saying? There's consequences to every action. There's an action, there's a reaction. So these motherfuckers deserve this shit. You know, you got one guy that's trying to put on for the whole team, that's making everybody money, getting everybody exposure, and you got so many people that's hating on the man. So what happens is they try to rob him, take his shit, fuck up his opportunity, and as a result, now he's snitching on all of them. So, you know, luckily I'm not that type of nigga. I don't allow these type of people in my circle, so I'll never have to go through that type of shit. So, that being said, that's what's going on with Tekashi. The moral of the day is, don't be doing stupid shit and choose your friends a lot wiser. Be a better judge of character, and if you see that shit is fucking up, cut people off. You know what I'm saying? If they're not immediately affecting your situation and they're not helping and they're not playing a role in your situation and helping you grow, cut them niggas off. You know, the most successful companies are the companies that are ran where everybody knows they role and they act accordingly and they play their position. That's where that phrase came up with. Play your position. Stay in your lane. Play your position. Do your part. Stay in your lane. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about what's going on over here. Stick to what you do best. Stick to what you do, and we'll all eat together. So, moving on. Let's talk about the Nipsey Hussle Square. All right, so as you know, Nipsey Hussle Square, they're going to be building, allegedly, because we don't know how, it's still a lot of details, coming out about that shit. Allegedly, they're supposed to be building a square where his store, the Marathon store, stood. They're going to tear the store down, and they're going to build a square. Meanwhile, as I said in my last episode, or one of my other episodes, that Nipsey Hussle did not own the strip mall, nor did he own the Marathon clothing store. It's owned by David Gross, which is a guy that Nipsey has done business with. I guess he's a partner with David Gross, but I have yet to see any paperwork or documentation with Nipsey Hussle's name on anything. Everything, from what I'm seeing, it just says David Gross. So what happened was, the city attorney from Los Angeles, his name is Michael N. Fuhrer, sent David Gross a letter. And this is what the letter says. Dear Mr. Gross, the Safe Neighborhoods and Gang Division of Los Angeles City's Attorney Office includes the Citywide Nuisance Abatement Program, hereinafter CNAP. Prosecutors assigned to CNAP work with law enforcement to address nuisance, gang, and narcotics properties in the city of Los Angeles. We understand that Slauson & Crenshaw Ventures, LLC, which is what David Gross calls his situation with Nipsey Hussle, or situation with the Square, says Crenshaw Ventures, LLC, hereinafter SCV, acquired the property located at 3420 West Slauson Ave, Los Angeles, California, 90043, the property, on January 17th, 2019. So that's recent. That's not too long ago. As you may already be aware, the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, has identified the property as having illegal gang activity associated with it. More specifically, the property is known as a hangout for the Rolling 60s criminal street gang and has been the site of many violent and/or unlawful incidents, including, without limitation, attempted murder, shootings, robberies, batteries, and unlawful firearm possession. CNAT personnel would like to meet with SCV, meaning they want to meet with David Gross, to discuss the public nuisance at the property. California Civil Code Section 3479 defines a nuisance as, in quotations, anything which is injurious to health or is indecadent or indecent of offensive to the senses or an obstruction to the free use of property so as to interfere with the comfortable enjoyment or life of a property. A public nuisance is one which affects at the same time an entire community or neighborhood or any considerable number of persons. That's the California Civil Code 3480. California Civil Code 3494 provides that a nuisance may be abated by the city attorney. The criminal activity according to the property may constitute a nuisance under, without limitation, the aforementioned statute. So that's the letter that they sent David Gross. So basically they want to talk to him about that property. I think they're trying to seize that property from him. I think the state is trying to take that back. I think the city of Los Angeles is trying to make him relinquish ownership of that property. And it might be for bigger reasons than we expect. So now, he also spoke out against this letter. This is coming directly from David Gross. After 2 New York Times articles in the past month, one of which the city attorney leaked these docs and others, and an LA Times article coming, I have to speak. It was never my intention to go public with this because 1, it is damaging for the world to think I'm being investigated or engaging in conflict with a city agency, and 2, it's not my story to tell, and 3, they play the long game and will surely find a way to fuck us. So I've been playing it cool for the past 6 months while essentially locked in a standoff with the LA City Attorney and the LAPD over Slauson Plaza. The Los Angeles City Attorney's office was trying to end us. Literally. They wanted to expel the Marathon store from Slauson Plaza. No doubt if Nipsey was alive, they'd still be stalking it. After doggedly pursuing him, his brother, his team, and his businesses for damn near a decade to no avail, again, their story to tell when appropriate. But when I partnered with them to buy the lot, I got to experience the way these systems work together firsthand. The city attorney hated with all of their hearts that their maniacal zeal to expel the Marathon store from Slauson Plaza actually resulted in us buying it and planning to develop it. It was an embarrassing slap in the face when they started trying to press me to evict the store, only to find out that I'm partners with Nip, Sam, and All In. So the city attorney then came at me and then sent the cops at me, and ultimately tried to leverage the press against me by leaking docs and emails to the New York Times to smear us and make our ownership of the lot seem like the problem in the Crenshaw district. That caused real problems for me that I still can't fully address, and it's because it's still ongoing. It hurt live deals and brought some to a complete halt. This shit is a cold game and then some. This system is a mindless, heartless, relentless machine designed to keep us locked into some systems, jails and courts, and out of others, capital markets and property ownership. It sounds crazy and conspiratorial, only because it is. More to come. So that right there was the response from David A. Gross, the actual owner of the Marathon Square, or the actual owner of Nipsey Hussle's, his Marathon clothing store. So, as you see, there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. The LAPD is fucking with Nip. They fucking with everybody that owns that shit. But ultimately, you gotta look at it like this. Here's another side to the story. If the activity wasn't going on over there would be nothing for them to worry about. If Nip wasn't a Roller 60s Crip and represented that organization, it was just a regular rapper that was doing his thing and made some buzz and made some noise, none of this would have happened. See, they're investigating this because of his gang ties. They're investigating it because of the people that Nip helps out. Nip also helps out people that freshly gets out of jail. He would give them clothes. He would give them money. He would welcome them back to the community. You know what I'm saying? So Nip was like a philanthropist. You know what I mean? So that being said, due to all of that stuff, the police is on top of him. They on his head. They on his head. You know what I mean? And the reason they on his head is because his affiliation with that gang. So look at it like this. If he wasn't involved in any of that, one, would he still be alive? Two, would they not be pressuring his peoples as far as that location? You know, that's another way to look at it. Then again, who knows? Behind the scenes, maybe they just want that property because the people that own the surrounding areas have a bigger plan that they never let Nipsey and David Gross in on. Maybe there's some bigger things at work that's going on that they're just not privy to the information to. You know what I mean? So the city may be like, look, we're gonna redevelop this whole shit. But that's the kind of, we need that property right there because it's in a key location. So rather than buy the property and offer these people a huge amount, maybe we could discredit them and remove it from them and seize it from them so we don't have to pay for the shit. It's all about capitalism. All about capitalism. All right, moving on. Let's see, what are we gonna talk about next? Now, we are going to talk about your boy, Mr. R. Kelly. Kells, the Pied motherfucking Piper. R. Kelly charged with 2 sex crimes. This is 2 additional sex crimes. You know he's on trial for a whole bunch of sex crimes already. So the shit is just stacking up. R. Kelly charged with 2 sex crimes. Allegedly paid teen for sexual contact in Minnesota. What the fuck is he even doing in Minnesota? This guy. All right. Kelly's accuser claims she met him at a fan meet and greet in a Minneapolis mall and ended up getting a phone number with the autograph, according to docs obtained by TMZ. She told police when she called the number, she was to go to a hotel suite and Kelly eventually would meet her there. In the documents, she says that they had a small talk and then Kelly gave her $200 to dance and then helped her out of her clothing. He also disrobed, according to the accuser, who says Kel began masturbating while rubbing her genitals. That boy R. Kelly, man, that boy is a pervert to the highest degree. That man got issues, that man got problems. Leave the little girls alone. Save the little girls. Lock this man up forever. I don't care how talented he is. He's using his celebrity and his fame to get easy cool. He's shoplifting the pooter. He's shoplifting the pooter. He's not supposed to be shoplifting the pooter. Can't do that. She says when the dance was over, Kel said he'd see her at his concert later that night. The accuser says she attended as a guest of Kelly's. I'm sorry. She says she wouldn't have been able to get in without the pass because she wasn't 18 yet. So she wasn't 18. She attended as his special guest because she wasn't old enough to get in. So he actually had a hand in getting her in. So there's like there's an elaborate scam that this dude is running. See what I'm saying? He gave out the number where somebody else, who wasn't R. Kelly, told the girl to meet this guy at this hotel. And that Kelly would be there. So who is running that phone? Who's the one in charge of the phone that when the girl calls, she speaks to the guy who tells her, look, go to this hotel, go to this address, Kelly will meet you there. So he got people on his staff facilitating him hooking up with these young ass broads. So all these niggas need to be locked up. Fuck it, throw them all in jail. Throw them all under the bus. Throw their parents under the bus too. Because as a parent, you should know where your kids are. And if your child says she's gonna go meet up with R. Kelly, we all know, look, I'm in my 40s. I know about R. Kelly. I know he has a history of sleeping with underage women. So if my daughter, any of my daughters, was to say she was gonna be around R. Kelly, she would be bringing her ass home. I would myself drop everything that I'm doing and go pick my daughter up directly. Because this dude is a known pedophile. There's so many people in the industry that can vouch that this guy preys on little kids. One, probably because it's easy. Two, because they don't require much. 3, because they mentally aren't regular for the trauma that he's about to inflict on them by mind fucking them. So you need to lock this guy up. That's a fact. Lock this fucking guy up as soon as possible. Get him off the streets. Get him off the streets. There's no reason he should be able to continue to be out here doing this type of shit. There's a lot of grown-ass women that would have enjoyed to be with this guy, and he's stalking these young kids like a predator. Now, if he was on the show to catch a predator, they'd have locked his ass up. They should lock his ass up. Throw away the key. Lock his ass up. He needs it. You know what I mean? He needs it. And while he's in there, then you could get him some mental help. You could get the psychiatrists and all that other people to dive into his background and why he's doing this shit, you know what I'm saying, to these young girls or whatever the case may be. It's disgusting, yo. Leave the little kids alone. Save our daughters. Save our daughters. Save them. The Pied Piper's coming. He's like the R&B version of the Demigorgon from fucking from Stranger Things. Lock this guy up, yo, before he infects more people. That is today's show, Today in Hip Hop, episode 6. I am your host, the legendary Noah Jones. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you go to NoahJonesNews.com, buy an album, buy some merchandise, browse around the site. Do me a favor. Do it. Get you one. You know what I mean? And tune in for the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend, yo. Today in Hip Hop, your boy Noah Jones. Love y'all. Peace.